Hey VC, how's it going? Right, okay, I've got a fair bit of stuff to show, stuff that I didn't show in my last video, but also went to a record fair at the weekend, so I've got 3 or 4 more things from there as well. So I thought I'd show you what's going on. Well, first of all, this is what I'm listening to. This is Johnny Harris, the album's called Movements. This is UK press in 1971 on Warner Brothers. If you haven't heard this, check it out. Lovely, funky album. Jazz is your thing, hopefully you can hear that, very funky. Yeah, cool, right, okay. I mentioned before that I'd been down to see a friend down in Greenwich, down in London, and I picked up a few bits and bobs. Well, a couple of records that I didn't show. First of all, New Boots and Panties by Injury and the Blockheads, an album I've never owned, albeit I think I've got 90% of the tunes on a best of Injury that I've got. I mean, if you're going to put together a best of, you're going to include most of this album, aren't you? An absolutely perfect record, 10 out of 10. Yeah, faultless. Has there ever been a more unlikely rock star than Injury? Think about, you know, just his look and, you know, his physical disability. Yeah, incredible. And also, has there ever been a more unlikely hit album than this? You think about the subject matter and the language used. A wonderful record, totally original, brilliant. Right, okay. Yeah, I picked that up from, as I mentioned, the market store where I picked up a few bits and bobs. The other thing that I picked up on that day was an album by the Pioneers called Pusher Man. Now, you may know the Pioneers, they had a couple of big sort of reggae pop tunes in the early 70s, Long Shot Kick the Bucket and Let Your Yeah Be Yeah, both wonderful pop records. I didn't realise how many records they'd made actually. I had a look on Discogs and I was surprised how many albums they've done. This is from 1978, it's not something I'd come across before, and I must admit when I saw the title of the album, Pusher Man, I was hoping it was going to be a reggae cover of the Curtis Mayfield song. It's not, it's an original tune, but still very good. It's still got that pop feel to it, but being a little bit more late 70s, it is more rootsy in places. But yeah, a nice record. Right, okay. I mentioned I went to a record fair this weekend. Actually, when I met up with the guys in Manchester a few weeks ago now it was, in my head I had an idea of a few records that I was looking out for, predominantly soul music, and I didn't find anything. And it's the same again this weekend. I was going looking for soul music. As it turned out, I only picked up one soul record, which was this. This is Who's Making Love by Johnny Taylor. This is a 1968 UK Stax presser. Now, if I had to pick my favourite record label, it would be Stax. Yeah, I love, you think about all Sam and Dave, Otis Redding, Isaac Hayes, Books and the MGs. Yeah, I love that Southern Soul sound. So yeah, that is what I'd plug for if I had to pick a favourite label. Yeah, and this album, it's an album that I've never owned. I've had the 45 of the title track for many years. It's one of the big Stax hits, isn't it? But yeah, great record. I love his voice. Actually, it's interesting. He took over from Sam Cooke in the early 60s when Sam Cooke left the Soul Stirrers. And thinking back to the late 80s, early 90s when Terence Trent D'Arby put out that sort of run of 3 or 4 albums, everybody was comparing his voice to Sam Cooke. I must admit, when I listened to this, straight away I just thought Terence Trent D'Arby. You can see more of an influence, that Johnny Taylor had more of an influence on him than Sam Cooke, and it just made me go back on a tangent to listen to more Terence Trent D'Arby stuff, I'll be honest with you, after playing this. But yeah, lovely album. Yeah, just a great soul record. And probably, I actually made a comment on Facebook that this record, probably more than any, epitomises the difference between Stax and Motown. There's no way that Berry Gordy would have allowed a record to be put out which in effect is about adultery, whereas Stax a little bit grittier, a little bit more real. Motown's all about the romance. Stax on the other hand, you know, had a massive hit with that. So, and that basically defined Johnny Taylor's career for the next 10 years. You know, all of the stuff that he put out after that had that sort of feel to it as well, that subject matter, which is a bit of a shame actually, because I think he's better than that. But yeah, great album. Right, okay. Also from the fair, I picked this up. Soundtrack album to Charles Bronson film Death Wish, obviously by Herbie Hancock. I'll just turn it down a bit. I actually watched this film again not so long ago, and it was much better than I remembered it being. Did Michael Winner ever make another good film. Don't think he did he? But yeah, yeah, great soundtrack. You know what you're getting. It's very much of its time. 1974, this original UK press, but yeah, very nice to have. Actually, when I met the guys in Manchester, we were basically saying about the Manchester fair that there weren't many cheap bins, whereas I went to the one in Birmingham on Sunday, and there was a lot of sort of £2 to £5 bins. Yeah, all stuff in good condition, and you know, a lot of standard stuff. But if you're looking to complete your, I don't know, your Elvis Costello collection, something like that, with those 80s albums, then there's plenty of those. But yeah, I picked up a couple of things from those bins. First of all, Clint Eastwood and General Saint, Too Bad DJ. This is from the early 80s, was it 81, is it? Yeah, 81 on the Greensleeves label. This is DJ Reggae, a very famous album from the time. This is, you know, the cover is probably VG, but the album's absolutely mint, looks unplayed. Yep, great record. And something else which the cover did make me smile. This is Bobby King and Terry Evans. The album's called Live and Let Live. Once again, mint condition. But the reason why I bought it was that produced by Ry Cooder. Ry Cooder plays guitar on it. You've also got Spooner Oldham on piano, Jim Keltner on drums. Yeah, I mean, a couple of songs are quite dated with the production, but majority isn't. Just a nice modern blues album. Very cool. Right, okay, actually I bought a few singles today, a few 45s. A chap was selling records by where I work. First of all, a very nice find. This is Delta 5, the tune's called Mind Your Own Business. This is sort of post-punk 1979 on Rough Trade Records. Yeah, very nice tune. I didn't know it actually, just took a chance on it, but it's yeah, lovely original UK copy. And then two Beastie Boys records, Sure Shot 94, and off the same album as well, Get It Together, Sabotage. Yeah, very cool. Right, okay. But yeah, other stuff I've been buying. I mentioned before that I'd been to a shop and bought up several reggae albums. A shop that doesn't normally stock much reggae, and I got stuff at good prices. Now this is absolutely mint condition. I'd never heard this album before. I knew the name. It's John Wayne, Boogie Down. It's with Sly and Robbie and the Aggravators. So, you know, actually Sly and Robbie, has there ever been a rhythm section or a collective of musicians that have played on more hit records than Sly and Robbie? And it's not just the volume of music, it's the quality as well. You can pretty much guarantee that, you know, when you see their name on a record, that it's going to be quality. And this is no exception. This is absolutely stunning. I'd say this is the best album that I've heard in months. 1985, 85 is it, or 83? 1983, produced by Bunny Lee on Vista Sounds. It's a DJ reggae album, and it is an absolute monster. It is wonderful. So if you get a chance to check that on YouTube, please do. Absolutely love that. And another reggae album, just show one more. This is an album from 1977 by the Yabayou Vibration. The album's called Deliver Me From My Enemies. Now, a bit of story behind this. This album, up until about a year ago, was regularly going for about 75 quid on Discogs and eBay and such like. Now, what happened about a year ago was that somebody's turned up with a box of ex-shop stock of this album. So all original copies, unplayed, mint condition. And once, I say every 2 weeks, he's putting one of these copies on eBay. And of course, over the course of the last 12 months, the cost of these records, because the demand has been reducing as people have got hold of a copy of it, it's reduced in price. So, so I say it was going for about 75 quid 18 months ago. Now it's regularly going between 20 and 30 quid. Now I bought a copy off him, off this dealer, about 3 or 4 months ago, and when it arrived, I did put photographs on Facebook. Something had been dropped on it, so the record was split in two. The package was actually bent in half. It was a complete mess. I got a refund on it, but since then I've been bidding again on further copies, and I keep missing out. Until this week, I won my bid, and I got this for 11 quid. I was absolutely chuffed. I say it's a mint copy, original press, 1977. Great Roots album, great stuff. Okay, so if you get a chance, look out for that on eBay. It's, you might get it at a good price. I was talking to, I can't remember who I'm talking to now, but I'm talking about different types of music which are fashionable in the VC and others which very much aren't. Now, one type of music I just don't see in the VC is Brit funk. You know, so this is an album by Lynx. This was only a quid. I've got a lot of this sort of stuff. Bands like Heatwave, Imagination, Central Line, Lynx. I like all that sort of stuff. Very uncool, always cheap, but you know, there's always a few gems on there. So very nice. More Brit funk in the VC, please. Just a couple more. An album by the Persuaders. This is their second record. They had well, first of all, I love that sleeve. They had a really big album. I think 1971. This is from '73, and I think they had a #1 tune in the States with A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, which was later covered by the Pretenders. Had a big hit with it. BBC and did a reggae version of it. Yeah, this is the follow-up to that album. Self-titled record. It's that sort of 70s sweet soul. Nice enough. Nothing special, but yeah, pretty good. And just very quickly, a couple more. This was just a charity shop thing. The Shaman. The album is Intact. It's like a double remix album basically. It's only a couple of quid, but it's got versions of Move Any Mountain on it. Yeah, really nice. And finally, I picked up 2 albums by The Mission for a couple of quid each. 1990. This is Carved in Sand. Yeah, I've played that a few times. I do like the Mission. I do like that sort of late 80s, early 90s goth stuff. And the other one, it's like a sister album to it. There's 10 tracks on this, and this is another 10 tracks which they recorded for the album but didn't go with. So this is almost like the offcuts of that record. So, but very interesting, very nice. Cheers.